folks, welcome back to Project Motor Racing. Since my last video, my silly version of the MX-5 has released with the 420 horsepower V8 in it. We are not using that today. We are using the standard one because this is my career mode. Let's just jump in. The car is repaired. Also, I might have repaired it actually at the end of the last video. We are off to Lexington today, which is a track that I know, so we might be okay. I'm trying a different controller out. I've got out one of the PS4 controllers to see if that's any better than the 8-bit Do controller that I've been using for most of my racing. It may or may not be any better. We will see. Yeah, I don't seem to be picking up game sound, or maybe I have menu game sound turned off. Audio UI volume is on maximum, so that's interesting. We'll see if we get game sound once I get in the car, I guess. Vehicle setup, nothing to do on tires or rear wheels. We want more traction control. 1 second, folks. Right, we are back. I'm in qualifying. I had to restart the game and I skipped practice because I somewhat know this track, and then I've had to restart the recording because initially the game sound was going over me on the output to OBS and it was way louder than I am. So yeah, anyway, the issue was that when I started recording, the game sound was going out to the stupid Sony PlayStation controller that I'm trying instead of my usual controller. So yes, thank you Sony. Much like some of the issues I was having when I was trying to play GT7. Also getting some serious game artifacting, but I think it's only showing up on my display, and I think that could be some of the issues with the KVM switch that I use to connect the display to the computer, because I have like 4 computers connected to this display because I don't see them in OBS on the screen next to me. So concentrate though on your driving, young man. Now the problem is I've stopped and started recording a bunch and thrown away some footage, so let's go back over some things. 1, the MX-5 V8 is now out. It was a stupid idea that I did on one of the days that our dog was in hospital before the bad thing happened, and I needed to distract myself and I couldn't work. I spent the day building that car. But having my head buried in code is a good thing. So there's that. That's out now if people want to have play with it and have fun. And if you want to know the story of why that car exists, it was a distraction for me, and I decided, screw it, let's throw it into ModHub as an experiment to see if it's accepted or not. It has some issues. I'm working on updating it to fix some of those issues. I'm assuming that PMR ModHub has similar rules to FarmSim ModHub, and there's like a 2-week wait before you can submit an update, unless it's a game-breaking issue, and none of the issues that it has are game-breaking. So yeah, there's going to be a little bit of a wait, and that's fine. So, gives me time to finesse things and work out maybe how some of the things that I need to get done can get done. That's cool. If you have been playing with it and are curious, some of the things that I'm working on improving are how the AI drive the car. I've got that somewhat sorted through tweaking some of what is essentially the default setup. So basically they run with a bit more downforce, so at the very least they don't go flying through the air, as someone reported. That is not great. The other thing that I'm going to add all of the default liveries back. I don't know why I cut the number down, but yeah, I'll add those back in. I might create some custom ones as well. I have an idea for an custom livery that I want to put in. Maybe a couple, we'll see. Yeah, so that's that. The other thing is I am running my custom livery, and you might remember me talking about in previous video, I had issues where I was running this in a save which is not this save, and when I went to reload it, the game said the mod didn't exist, that the livery is in, and it wouldn't let me load the save and progress, and I had to do XMLery to rip it out of the save. That didn't happen when I loaded this up. It was all fine and dandy and brilliant, which is great. So we can run my Disturbed Simulations version of the MX-5. That's very cool. Yeah, so I'm still having buckets of fun playing Project Motor Racing, even though I suck at playing it. Yeah. I'm better on the wheel. The issue is that so we've got new dog at home now, and that's kind of limiting my ability to get the wheel out, because he needs attention when I'm downstairs in the times that I would have been doing that. So yeah, that's not a bad qualifying time. We will take that. We will return to the pits. And next. Awesome. Yay, us by a second, which is not bad. Yep, there's my kind of cool car. I quite like it anyway. Right. Vehicle setup essentials. It's not saved how much fuel we used. Okay, anyway. We've got 10 litres will be way too much. So, yep. There's me. There's them. Yeah, I'm just watching the OBS window, and I'm pretty sure the tearing is not coming through. So, yep, that's cool. Let's get ourselves staged. And 2, 1, bang! I still stuck at starting it as well. If you're fed up of me saying I suck at this game, well, you know, don't watch. So I'm better on the wheel, definitely, and that's just more because you get a bit more controllability with a wheel. I've got some more mods in the works, or animal mod. Not sure when it's going to come out, and I was trying to test one of the tracks last night that's on it. Well, not test, play. I was trying to run the race that's in it, and it's quite a tight circuit, and sections of it are quite narrow and have walls. But it's Bathurst. It's the Bathurst circuit. Boy, is that tricky! Boy, is that a tricky circuit to race around. Now some of it was I was kind of beat from work, but I ended up throwing in the old owl. Yeah, whatever. I gave up. I did not have the mental fortitude to race 6 laps around that fairly long, fast circuit in a fairly slow car with some fairly aggressive traffic. So, yeah. And the problem with the problem with some of these long circuits in a car like this is if you get wiped out in quali, which I got a couple of times, and I crashed a couple of times because I don't know the circuit, you can't necessarily get in a good hot lap. So I was at the back of the grid, which was fine because I was just kind of messing around. But I started at the back of the grid, so I was in heavy traffic, and I was just getting wiped out all of the time. And after a few restarts, I said, screw it, I'm not going to bother. And went to a circuit I was more familiar with, and that actually showed how tired I was because I was really struggling on that circuit as well, which was Monza. Yeah, it's like a big open fast circuit, but I was missing my braking points, and just not flowing through the corners well, and kind of screwed up. So yeah, it is what it is. If you're interested in the game, you know, if you're not watching this just because I'm awesome and funny and stuff, if you're interested in the game and you're new to my content, that's me not being funny, by the way, then you might not have watched the video on the upcoming developments to the game. So Street 4 are continuing to improve the game with more updates planned. One of the features that's due to come is a radar. Now, not a radar in the sense that, you know, so geeky nerdy tips people think about radar. They're not going to mount a radar antenna on the car. I think it's more radar in terms of types of radar that other car games have, so it gives you your close in situational awareness, which in a video game you don't necessarily have like you would have in a real car, because your head's not on a swivel as easily. And I think that would be cool to have a spotter, which I've realized is, I think, someone that's going to be like standing on the pit wall telling you, oh yeah, your car's screwed, you probably want to pit, that kind of thing. So that'd be good, that would be useful. And a bunch of other cool stuff that's coming. The bit that I'm really excited about, because I'm a single player game kind of guy, is massive improvements, well, improvements at least, to this version or this mode of the game, the career mode. So yeah, because that's kind of how actually I've been doing a lot of single races lately, mostly for testing purposes, because, you know, the real fun of any game is messing around with the data and the files and trying to, I was going to say make things more fun. That's it. So yeah, that's where I spent most of my time, playing Project Motor Racing Reloading Simulator. Game takes a long time to reload, or to open, load, get to race, close, change 3 characters in an XML file, reopen, etc., repeat ad nauseum. Now, there's probably ways that you can get it to reload XML, but I tend to find it's better to close and start again to avoid, you know, kind of errors persisting across stuff. So yeah, that's how I do it, and that's how I'm going to continue to do it. It's been really, so this game, I think I might have mentioned, has captured my brain like FarmSim did when I picked up FS19 and then started doing modding stuff. That's the level that this game has gripped my imagination. Now, I didn't mod in FS19, I waited till 22 to do that, but I was tinkering a little bit in 19, I think. But yeah, this game has certainly grabbed my imagination, and I've got a lot of cool ideas for things I want to try and do. It's just a case of learning how to do them. So then having the time to enable them, because there are only so many hours in the day. But yeah, I'm like PS4 controller, gonna say that. It's got us through this race nice and smoothly. We might chuck in another one. I just need to go do a few things, but we might double up to make some progress in this championship, and I'm pretty pleased with that. My pleasure, sir. My pleasure. We are making monies. And the car is in good nick. Look at that. So yeah, we are making profit. I think we started with 2 million, so we're doing better. I will be back in a minute and we'll head back to Sebring, I think. Right, round 2, or technically round 4, and we are headed back to Sebring, which is a course that I sort of know again. So this is the other half of the Sebring circuit from what we raced last time. We will jump straight into qualifying again. If this wasn't a championship race, if I was racing for fun rather than for seriousness, I probably wouldn't even bother doing qualifying. I'd probably just throw it straight into the race. But, you know, this is serious stuff. So let's go. I love how when you are in the pit lane, they go invisible. I quite like that. Quite like that. So yeah, I've done a lot of racing actually on the full Sebring circuit over the weekend, but it wasn't. It was one evening I did a 20 lap race in this car on the full Sebring circuit, which took me an hour, but it was good fun. It was good fun. And I think I raced on 100% AI difficulty on that jobby and did okay. So I'm now setting myself up for utter embarrassment when I do really badly today, or in this race. We'll see. We'll see. I make no promises because this is the second race of the session, and I do find that if I do too much in one go, the mental fatigue gets me, and I'm at the end of a work day, so you know, we'll see how it goes. See if I can keep rambling as well. Ramblification is important. Huh? Didn't hear what you had to say then, boss, but I have got you turned down because you can be a little bit annoying with the random stuff that you say. So this is actually a circuit where he can be quite annoying because he goes on about back markers when the back markers are actually on a different bit of the circuit. But I guess they base it off of some sort of detection radius rather than actual distance on the circuit. And they get quite close in terms of radius because they're on a different bit of the circuit that you pass each other on, but you're going in opposite directions. So yeah, it gets a little bit annoying if you're about a minute or so ahead of the pack. Anyway, I think he was saying we are on the clock, maybe. This may not be my best hot lap. We might have to throw in a couple just to get a decent time. We'll see how we get on. I say, and this as is about to say, this is not an excuse. It kind of is. Talking whilst you're driving is a layer of difficulty. I definitely find it much harder than when I'm just playing for fun to do a running commentary as I'm driving. The guys that do this for hours streaming and stuff, I have no idea. So the guy that got me curious about starting to play GT7 was Rory, or Erie is, and he streams for like 6 hours or something, three days a week, something like that. How he does that and keeps talking for that long, and these folks that do like 24-hour races that they stream is beyond me. How folks can play for that long and be coherent and drive and not have it affect their ability to keep a car on the track and all of that is, yeah, no idea, folks. No idea. Let's finish this lap and we'll probably call it good. Yeah. Let's return to the pits. So where are we on the grid? We are not great actually, but Do you know what? I'm just going to go with it. We'll, yep, as he says. Not as good as our previous effort, but if we can get a half decent start, then we'll be okay. Now, was that a good start? I don't know. We've at least kept our position on the grid. That kind of hold the brakes down and hope seems to work. I've not had any false starts using that method yet. And I've found that actually you can almost gain a position before you're even moving, which is a little bit weird maybe, but you know. And it doesn't work in all cars, and it doesn't work if you've got like manual gears and stuff. I think I tried to use it in one of the really top spec cars, and it didn't go well. It didn't go well. And we've just lost our position as well. So we are currently sitting first in the championship, which after the ropey start that we had is, I think, not bad. I don't know how many points we are clear, probably not many, so we probably need some sort of performance here to do okay. So yeah, let's see if we can start making our way through some of this traffic. Well, it's not really traffic, is it? It's the competition that's in front of us, and we've only got 4 laps, so yeah, maybe going back to back on the races was a bad idea. I'm going to blame it on that if I do badly, because that's what I'm going to do, and you can't stop me because I'm recording this before you get to see it. And that's how this goes. I might add in some new events as a little bit of a sneak preview next time as to something that I've been working on. That'll give us a bit of something to hang on to playing in the MX-5 to extend this a bit. I think we've still got one more base game career set of events to run. Because I'm getting confused maybe with a career that I've run offline, where I've run them all, and got myself a GTN car, and that was either a very badly or very well-timed delivery driver. We see, I guess, and that was me having to try and shut the door and brake at the same time. Got too many things going on at once. Oh, this is the real world, folks. This is, well, it's not, because the real world was a TV show from the 90s. I don't know. Anyway, God, I talk some utter rubbish sometimes. But hey, I've got to do something while driving poorly. We could do with closing the gap a little bit, and we're really on lap 3 already. Jeez. Yeah. We need things to be going a bit better for us, really, because otherwise I am going to be really embarrassing myself by saying I kind of know what I'm doing on this circuit. I guess this shows that when I'm running the full circuit, this is not where my pace is. It's in the other half of the track. As I say, I managed to do okay in a race on the full circuit. So, yeah, my pace is clearly not on this half of that track. And the risk now is I'm going to try and get overly aggressive and then stack it. So let's try and not do that. Although we can't do any worse than last, can we? So, yeah. I'm not sure at what point championship points start to kick in, so yeah, you're not going to outbrake him from that far back, are you? No. But we can maybe, yep, side by side, outside, brake. Can I hold it? No, 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 no. Yes. Oh, I don't know if we're going to get another position, though. Not with driving like that, you're saying? No, probably not. But hey, we're not last at least. I feel like I have not shown myself in my best light here. But hey, you know, this is the reality of being a below average racing car driver who's recently moved across from driving tractors. Oh, you've outbraked yourself there, fella. Yep, you've outbraked yourself there. And that, folks, I think, as they say, is that. 7th place. Yeah, I think they cheated. I think they cheated. We were at least fastest lap, which gets us a point. So, you know, $4,000. And I don't think we did significant damage to the car. Oh, maybe we did a bit. $1,000. That's not the worst I've done. So we came second. I'll take that. I'll take that compared to last time. So calendar-wise, ignore that, please. So we've got the North American Championships, which... You didn't see that, did you? No. Nobody saw that. Nobody's watching. We're going to do 3 races today, are we? Did someone say that? Lime Rock Park is not one of my best tracks, going to admit. But we are going to skip practice. Might be dumb. But hey, I'm not known for being my brightest when I'm playing this game. So, yeah. Anyway, let's rock and indeed roll, shall we? Yes, sir. This is a course I do not enjoy. This is a corner I do not enjoy. I say it's a course I do not enjoy. Anyway, let's give it a go, shall we, folks? Let's see if we can redeem ourselves. I was racing on here last night, but let's not talk about that. I did not do particularly well. Oh, we don't have the chicane there. Excellent. Well, let's keep her pinned then, shall we, folks? Yeah, I decided to try and do the race for ranked online stuff in the MX-5. I beat the time limit. Let's just say that. I did achieve that. Now, I don't think you're going to be seeing me in online racing anytime soon because I'm not very good. And also, multiplayer is kind of not my thing. You know, I find it really, and I think the ranked stuff is all run to a schedule, and I find it really hard to stick to a schedule for gaming. You know, it's like just then I had to pause because someone came to the door. You can't pause an online multiplayer race. So, you know, that's the reality of being an adult and gaming, I think. That, you know, these kind of things just don't work sometimes. But that's going to be my excuse. It's not an excuse. It's just the reality of it. Yeah, it's the reality of it. But as an adult, sometimes I will just randomly have to stop. How do you do? Yeah. Turn to pits. I'm just going to take that. We'll see where we end up. Brilliant. So let's just jump straight into the race. This is going to be the last race because I have some things I need to get sorted then. And 3 is probably enough. I think 3 is probably enough. in terms of like a goal, because obviously I started with more money. Yeah, I've got enough money to just go and buy another car straight away. But I feel like that would be a little bit stupid because we're not showing that we're good enough to just go buy that car yet. I suck. So I think what I should probably do is try and get so that I've got enough money on top of the $2 million to buy the car that we need. So we've got the 2 million as capital to run the car, because it could be expensive running a faster car. You know, entry fees and repairs and all that kind of stuff is going to cost, repairs are going to cost us a lot of money. So yeah, that's my thought, that we'll take that approach on here. Because I started with a lot of cash, we'll try and keep that big balance as a float, or the inevitable screw-ups that are gonna come, because they will. And as the cars get more expensive, the repair bills will get bigger. So yeah, I think that makes sense. Don't know what you guys think of that, if you're following along the career exploits from the early videos, when I was routinely stacking it on every other corner. And we were getting, you know, we were losing money in every event that we entered, basically. We are at least getting to be cash positive coming out of races now, which is good. And I'm getting so that I understand the game a lot more. So that's also good. I'm still only playing on 70% difficulty, and you know, I'm not monstering it, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Something that I think a lot of people sometimes forget, because this is sim racing and we have to be all serious and grown up and, you know, it's a video game, folks. Have fun. Play it in a way you enjoy it. Now, there's probably the sim racing assassin hit squad on its way now, dressed in all of their Fanatec / whatever racing garb to assassinate me, but it's a video game. You can play it to have fun. You can do whatever you want within the video game to have fun, you know? I'm playing on a controller and playing at a level which I find enjoyable / stretch difficult. I think that's the correct phrase. If I play well, I can win, and I can win comfortably. If I play badly, as we saw in the last race, I cannot, and I'm struggling, and I'm having to work hard. That's a good level of difficulty to be enjoyable. If every race was like this, it wouldn't be fun, it would be too easy. If every race I was 20 seconds behind, it would be too hard, it would be boring. That was good fun. You're welcome, boss. 16 grand in the bank. Happy man. Let's repair the car. So we've got a little way to go on getting back up to our 2 million. We are nicely comfortable at the top of the table, and that's going to be it, folks. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, click the like button. Comments, questions, etc., stick them below. Thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. I will see you all next time.